We just got a rain last night, so some things are probably beaten down a little bit, but we'll take a look. I want to share with you how this bed looked when the tulips were in bloom. It was fantastic. So let me pop up a picture real quick of what it looked like in bloom. All right. So we have mulched a lot of the beds. We still have some to do, and I'm just astounded at the number of blooms that we already have this season. Normally our first flush is not until the last of May, and here we are in the first week of May and already have blooms. So this is Gertrude Jekyll. I'll go around the other side to look at those blooms. I'm seeing some water spots in here, so I'm making note for myself. Every single time it rains, we just find those spots and add a little bit of soil, so I'll do that here. Let's see, Princess Anne is getting ready to bloom. Sir Edward Elgar. This is Sophie's Rose. Oops. So everything is kind of beaten down a little bit with the water. A Darcy hanging her head. I've got another Darcy to show you out back. Reine de Violette. Look how red Prospero is. This is Ringo All-Star with Tess. And I want to show you a picture. Ringo closes her petals during the night and opens them up during the day, and it looks so pretty with Tess. I'm going to pop up a picture here for you of how they look together. That was just a surprise, good fit for the two of them. And if you remember, we worked on training these climbers against the fence, and they're fleshing out really nice. This is Yarrow. I think this variety is called Tutti Frutti, and I'm not sure if it is the pomegranate or the red. Here I'm making a walkway. It's just going to take time for these babies to grow, but I want something that leads to the hose. And you can see the standards are blooming. This is Desdemona. Both Desdemonas are really looking nice. Okay, who else is bedded? Well, now that's interesting, isn't it? I have two of each standards together, so two Desdemonas. And this should be a Roald Dahl, but it's a Desdemona. Hello. All right, here's a Roald Dahl, and I think maybe in my thinking, I lost a few of the Roald Dahl, and so I was thinking that maybe he was not as hardy as the others. The roses are already being nibbled on, and I have not had time because the flush is so early. I just really didn't expect it, and so I'm still trying to finish mulching, and then I was going to move over to, who is this? I need to get my labels out front so that I can see them better. But anyways, I'm still working on projects, and after we're done with the mulch, hopefully tomorrow, then I will be ready to start working on these leaves and getting off everything with sawfly larvae. More Desdemona standards here. This is Marie Louise. pink Traviata. Oh, and the Carding Mill Standards. They look so pretty this week. Oh my gosh, I can see Francis Mealand back here. We'll go look at that huge bloom. But the Carding Mill Standards looked very pretty. Oh my gosh. It's the bloom of Francis Mealand is so large. Not a whole lot of scent this morning, but who knows how long he's been open. This is my bed of Bliss Parfuma. I can't wait for it just to be a sea of bliss. Who's this? Golden Celebration. So here's Christopher Marlowe. I just gave him a little bit of support. He's always been kind of weepy for us. So maybe that's why David Austin chose to discontinue him. So he just doesn't have very strong canes, no matter how much I try. So let's head back over this side and we'll walk down here and see if we see anything else in bloom. So here, sun's hitting me. Oh, you can see the hydrangea starting to push through the obelisks that my husband worked on this year. This is a beautiful clematis. My clematis people, comment and let us know what variety this is, because I don't remember. But it's been doing very well. Very happy here. I'm going to be adding another bed here for floral roses in the fall. I see Benjamin there. Oh, and so I planted climbers, Dawn and New Dawn back here. Harlow Carr had one little bloom here, but I've got buds all over it. The Nepeta is filling in beautifully. I'm gonna fill in some water here. So we have a high water table, so I needed to put raised beds out here. When we initially moved in and I put the roses in, they didn't do well. But as soon as I gave them just a couple of inches of a raised bed, they've been very happy. This is Flamenco Rosita. So you can see I'm making another walkway here, and this bed is going to shift so that we've got a direct line to the hose. But look at how pretty her Flamenco Rosita looks. The bright green is, what is it? Oregano, ornamental oregano, I think. Who is this? I've got some dieback here I need to take care of. This is Felicity Parmentier. When you have ties on your standards, you need to come check on them, especially if there are these rubber ties, because the rows can shift a little bit in time. There we are, all straightened up. I'm going to add another tie to that. Desdemona. This Desdemona got hit with frost after it started flushing out, so it has declined just a little bit, but I think it'll pop back. Carding Mill. My son was visiting, and when he saw carding mill, he said, "Mom," and he's never noticed roses before. He said, "I like that." I can see this arborvitae here is probably going to need to go. We lost a lot of arborvitaes. They were originally lining the property, and then when we put in our fence, we tried to move them and did not bode well for them. Here's another carding mill. This is Walker's Low, Nepeta. This is Bella de Crecy. It's a Gallica. Look at that beautiful purple. So on my tags, I've marked my one-time bloomers because in my frenzy of pruning, I often forget and I just don't want to cut them, because with your one-time bloomers, you get one opportunity to cut them and then you need to let them go for the next season. This is a red bud, beautiful chartreuse green color. Oh, look at this beautiful purple. I'm going to mispronounce this. Hippolte? Let's say Hippolte. Hippolte. Really beautiful. I've got, I think that's Charles de Mills in a pot because he tends to spread and see his neighbors with suckering, and I'm trying to keep him in place. This is Fontaine Latour. Oh, her bloom is gone, but I've got lots more coming. Clematis. I see the iris back here. Looking beautiful. This is elderberry. Lemony lace elderberry. Ignore my mulch bags there, I'm still working on that. I needed a fountain here that did not spray. So this fountain is perfect. We're gonna try to see if it keeps the roses from getting black spot. So it's a movement of water, but not too much. I think these are cat's pajamas or cat's meow. May night salvia. You can see I've got a knockout here that's starting to bloom. I'll show you guys the walkway in a couple of days after I finish mulching that. Lady Emma Hamilton in here. She's doing well. I have Pat Austin, and this is Desdemona. Let's cross over here. Desdemona. Everybody's here is getting ready to flush out, but one of the front runners for blooms is here. This is William Morris. Sweet Juliet. This bed is going to be putting on a great show here, and maybe in about 2 weeks. Oh, I've got one more I'm going to show you, and then we'll finish the rest of the tour as soon as I'm finished with mulching in a couple of days. My favorite, Benjamin. Looks like I've got Evelyn here. So thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait to show you the rest.